Hi friends, I'm coming to you today with another read aloud. This one is from our curriculum for language arts. It's called Making Music. I'm reading this with permission from Pearson Learning. It's a story about musical instruments that you might use or own, as well as some instruments that are from around the world, something that might be a little different for you. I know there's certainly some in here that I had never heard of before. This book has a feature. This is called a table of contents. Sometimes larger stories, especially stories that are true and are informational, they give us information. They oftentimes will have a table of contents, and it tells us all the different things that are in the story. For instance, if you want to read about musical instruments, you could turn to page 4. If you wanted to learn how to make your own drum, you would turn to page 20. So instead of reading the whole story, you could just go to the page you want. Today I'm going to read the whole story to you. A part of our lives. Music is an important part of our lives. It brings us together and makes our lives more fun. I'll give you that. Does that look like Walla Walla or maybe someplace else? Yeah, this is definitely someplace else in the world. Every culture has its own music. In some places, music has been a part of the culture for thousands of years. Musical instruments. Most music is made with musical instruments. Do you play an instrument? This student's playing the piano. This student's playing the guitar. Oh, you get to use these with Mrs. Jagelski when you get a little older. This is a recorder. And this student is playing a violin. There are lots of different musical instruments that you can try. I know my own kids, when they were young, they tried a harmonica. They like to play a harmonica. They also like to play drums. There is one special instrument that everyone can use. Your voice is an instrument too. You can use your voice anywhere. You can sing by yourself or with other people. A group of singers is called a choir. Singing in a choir is a fun way to learn about music. Bernie School has a choir made up of students, and when you are in the 4th and 5th grade, you can sing in the choir too. Mrs. Jagelski loves to sing with students. Instruments around the world. There are all sorts of interesting instruments around the world. Some children play the ankle bells. The bells ring as they move their feet. See that? They get to wear those bells around their ankles, and when they make different steps, the bells jingle. Some children play the clapsticks. The clapsticks make a sound when they are tapped together. That's the clapstick. This person is playing something like a didgeridoo. That's also an interesting instrument. But these are clapsticks. They're kind of hard to see. Kind of like rhythm sticks that Mrs. Jagelski might let us use. Some children play the panpipes. They blow across the top of the pipes to make different sounds. Panpipes. Some children play tribal drums. The drums are played by hand rather than with drumsticks. And we know that. We could play drums with our hands. We could use drumsticks. And that student uses the tips of their fingers as well as the palm of their hand to make different sounds. This one is interesting, really fascinating. Some children play the chapchas. These are rattles made from toenails of goats. Okay, wait a minute. How many of you are saying ooh? Remember what we say? We say, scientific. Yep, So maybe those goats were used for food, and instead of throwing out the nails of that goat, they used the toenails, and then they string them together. You see that? They string them together up here at the top, and then they dangle them, and then they rattle. Yeah, that's interesting. Ways to play. There are lots of different ways to play music. Some people play music that has been written down. Each dot or circle in the music is a note to be played. The music tells the player which note to play and how long to play it for. The dark notes are short. Hollow notes, the notes that just look like an outline, those are played for a little bit longer. Have you seen something like that with Mrs. Jagalski? I think so. Some people don't write the music down. They play their music that they have learned by memory. Yeah, these students, I do not see music. They are playing it by memory. That is amazing to me. Some people write their own music or make it up as they go. It's good for us. Singing or playing a musical instrument is good for us too. Our brains get lots of exercise when we make music. This is good for our memory. Singing or playing music in a group also helps us to work well with other people. Yeah. We can all make music. Even if you don't have an instrument, you can still make music. You can clap your hands or stomp your feet. You can hum or sing or whistle. Everyone can have fun when they make music. Now, this is that part that was in the table of contents. It tells you how to make something. Make your own drum. Drums are lots of fun to play. Let's make one. You will need a large round metal can, a piece of colored cardboard, electrical tape. You'll need tissue paper and scissors, sticky tape, and 2 pencils. You don't have to do this. I'm not expecting you to run and get those supplies. I just wanted to show you the project that they have in this story. Then, the first step, cover the top of the tin can with strips of electrical tape. Step 2, cut the cardboard to fit around the can. Wrap the cardboard around the can and stick it on with the sticky tape. Step number 4, decorate your drum. You can use anything you like. Step 5, roll the tissue paper into 2 balls. Tape it to the ends of the pencils. Now you have drumsticks. Your drum is ready to play. It sounds like a fun project. You might want to raid your recycle bin. And then in the back of the story, this is something called a glossary. And sometimes in stories, we have words that are tricky that we don't understand. And in the story, you'll see that they're really dark. And that means, hey, you're going to find that word in the back of the story. Watch. I'll show you. You know that you're starting to read trickier books when you start seeing a table of contents and a glossary. Okay, so for instance, you see this word, choir. It's really dark. Choir. So it's darker and more bold than these words over here. It's dark. Here we go. Let's look in the glossary, and we're going to look for that word choir. It starts with a CH. I was not around when they made the rules on how to write this word. Ch. You would think it's choir, but it's not. It's choir. And then look, there it is, choir. A small or large group of people who sing together. See? So they help you with tricky words in the back in the glossary. Kindergartners, take time to think about what kind of instruments do you get to play? Or what kind of instruments would you like to play? We can search those things out on the internet and listen to the different sounds that maybe the panpipes make, or maybe the clapsticks, okay? Chapchas are hard to find. I've tried. So I hope you're doing well, and I'll find you here next time. Take care. Bye-bye.